Adeo. Bernie from I remember. Ready? Let's go?
Let's go.
Very good. Welcome everyone to Food, Tech and Sharing. It's been a while. The first offline pitching event since 2019 probably. My name is Raphael. I'm the campus manager of Talent Garden Vienna. I'm super happy and stoked to lead you through this afternoon. Modul University, Talent Garden Vienna, Metro and Her together were able to organize this amazing event. We have a super tight schedule, so I will tell you about the things we're going to do today, and then we can already start. So first of all, I will invite all the representatives of the organizations which worked on this project for some opening remarks. Then we'll have an amazing keynote, and then followed by this keynote, we will start with our startup pitching competition. So the highlight, we have 7 amazing startups, young entrepreneurs presenting their solutions to the crowd. After that, we have another keynote session, and then the grande finale, we will announce the winners together with our partners. I know I talk a lot normally, this time I will keep it short. I will already start to invite Petra, also known as my boss, the country manager from Talent Garden, to the stage, and she told me she also brought a special guest. So big round of applause for Petra and Gudrun.
Thank you so much, Raphael, and I'm really happy to be here and to see you all in person. And it is food tech and sharing, and for some of us it will also be tasting, right? Because this is one of the advantages of the physical world. I'm here with Gudrun, and Gudrun is my mentee. Because you know Talent Garden has a big community, and one of our community members is the female factor. And they care a lot about diversity, and they also have a wonderful mentoring program. And this is why I have Gudrun here with me. Gudrun is from UniCredit Bank Austria, from the CRM department. And she will also take over a task for me, because she will explain you what Talent Garden is about. We are so much more than just a co-working space, right?
Thank you very much, Petra, and also thank you very much for being your mentee. Hello from my side, I'm really happy to be here, not only since I'm a very passionate foodie, but also to give you a short introduction to Talent Garden. It started 10 years ago in the northern part of Italy, where the first campus opened its doors in Brescia, and now it consists of 18 campuses in 8 countries in Europe, like this one we are here today in Vienna. But like Petra already mentioned, it's not only about a co-working space, it's also a co-learning platform. What does it actually mean? It's also on one hand, like we are here today in a physical space where there are uncountable of interactions between guests and members working here at the Talent Garden campuses. They are working together but also learning from each other. On the other hand, there is an innovation school that Talent Garden is offering, where talents from all over the world are educated in different disciplines like UX design, digital marketing, or also coding. And also the people working in Talent Garden, the members are lecturers in this innovation school. That's where it gets back to the co-learning aspect of Talent Garden. And the third service that Talent Garden is offering is to work with corporates, the corporate transformation service, where they work together with companies to help them transforming their mindsets or their behaviors, like becoming more agile. But yeah, I don't want to spend more time on explaining Talent Garden. Thank you again very much, and have a nice evening and event.
Thank you so much, Gudrun. I think you can apply. Right, Raphael? I think we need her, right?
Sure.
One Austria,
Sure.
we're really sorry. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Gudrun and Petra. As the Talent Garden project is super holistic, it's very difficult to pitch it. I know this by myself, and it was amazing how Gudrun did this, so thank you very much. Second ones on stage would be Bernie and Michael from Metro. They were supporting this project as well with a lot of time and effort. They are actually responsible for the Accelerator program, so big round of applause.
Thank you, and welcome from our side as well. It's great to be here today with you all together. Yeah, this year is actually a special year for us at Metro in Austria. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary in Austria, actually, so the first country outside of Germany. And one of basically the slogans, I am head of marketing for Austria. One of the slogans that we actually use is when a joint, or when first steps leads to a joint path. And this is actually what this is also all about, first steps and hopefully to go a joint path. And I think we've been doing this for 3 years. And it was a great journey until now, and hopefully a journey to continue. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, first of all, welcome from my side too. It's unbelievable that we now already have the third demo day, as you call it. It's a few startups, we started with them. They are also here right now, and this is a symbol that, it shows us that we are doing the right thing, and we're not only talking about that we support startups, that we help startups, that we give them room in our stores. We also act on it, and we travel together with the startups. It doesn't matter if they make it to our stores or not. We are there for them and we support them, and it's really nice to see some of you, but also some other startups develop, flourish, become big businesses or successful businesses. Of course, some drop out, but this is always part of the game. But it's really nice to talk with you guys, because you are really innovative. You are the future of food and beverages, of services. And we, as, of course, a partner for gastronomy, hotellery, we are also there for you to, in the future, to support you, to help you, to guide you to the Austrian wholesale market or retail market, and to grow with you together. And I think this is not the last day, it's just a step into the future, and I can't wait to see what you show us today.
Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I definitely agree. It's super important to have this kind of corporate partner on board. It is embedded in the philosophy and the vision of Talent Garden, which we mentioned before. So thank you very much, and I hope the fourth demo day will also take place at Talent Garden, obviously. Coming to the next stakeholder, which is from Modul University, apart from Eben, which I always meet in planes when we are delayed after our summer holidays. I would like to call Rachel to the stage. It's the second time that she's organizing an event like that with us, and I think especially Federico, our event manager, and Rachel, they are a dream team. So please, a big round of applause to Rachel from Modul University.
So thank you very much, and yes, indeed, I'd like to say a big thank you to Federico, who is an amazing event partner. And in fact, thank you very much to Talent Garden for hosting this event, which is the wrap-up event for our Accelerator program, which has been happening now for several years. We do bring a team of people with us. So I have with me on the jury panel, we have Eben, as mentioned, and Eben is now, he's heading up a team in our recruitment admissions department at the university. but has been recruiting startups and organising the programme for some years now. So thank you very much for joining us. We also have Lydia Lalicic, who is one of our university professors. She works in the Tourism and Service Management Department and is an expert in consumer behaviour and social media management, and is also well loved by her entrepreneurship students. So we're very happy to have her here. And online, I hope, as part of the jury, we also have Katrin Hanser, who I suppose we'll find out later if she's made it. But Katrin is, she is also a mentor for our programme. She is a PR and communications expert. She's a very well-known moderator and public speaker and coach in Vienna. And she's also an MU MBA graduate. So it's just to...
Thank you very much, and a very good teamwork effort here. Last but not least, which is again a pillar in our business world and business model, is the startup in this organization, which is Hurt. And welcome on stage, Marco.
Hello, my name is Marco. Thank you all for coming. Glad to see that so many people showed up. I'm one of the founders of Hurt Open Kitchen. We were the first co-working kitchen in Austria, which is basically like a 700 square meter big industrial kitchen. And we share it with currently 34 startups or food businesses of all varying sizes. So we got really big established companies who do their production for multiple locations in our location, but also really small teams like one-person companies that just start with product development and stuff like that. We all provide them with infrastructure, and we just try to reduce the risk of starting a food business, because usually you have to invest a lot up front to build the production facilities and stuff like that. So yeah, we try to reduce the risk and make it easier for them to be successful. We also provide some additional services. For example, one of the services that started like it was the Accelerator program, where we focused on startups that wanted to go into retail and make it possible to start from idea to the shelf in 9 months, basically, with our partners Metro and Modul University. And we recently just started also an online community, which is basically like a self-help group for startups. We're like 55 members, not only the members who are also in the space, but also generally in Austria and Vienna. And we share, like, basically we talk about stuff you can't Google, like, yeah, questions about business and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to the keynote, because some of the startups also started in our space, this product development and stuff like that, and also do the pitches. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marco. As I said, startups play a big role in Talent Garden, and if they have a co-working kitchen, even more, as we are a co-working space. Before we start with our pitching competition, I would like to start with the first keynote. For all the people who read the invitation and saw the Eventbrite link, there was Too Good To Go announced. Unfortunately, due for an emergency thing, they couldn't make it. But in Talent Garden, as we have an amazingly big network, we found another startup. The cool thing about this startup is it's based in Austria, so it's really Austrian tailor-made solution. The young entrepreneur who is going to enter the stage now is called Eric Weiss. He's from Circly, and they are using AI technology to save resources, beginning from food waste, but he will tell you more about it. Thank you for making it last minute, and welcome to Talent Garden.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Eric, my name, was nearly 1.5 years ago when Circly started right on the stage. So we have some history with Talent Garden, but it was the World Summit Awards. Does anybody know, or let me ask the question, which are the 3 biggest CO2 emitters worldwide? Does anybody know it? Like countries? No? Guess the obvious, it's China, the US, and food waste. 3.3 gigatons each year in CO2 emission just because of food waste. And that was a problem when I was hurting myself very bad. My first startup, which we sold in December last year, was based in the gastronomy industry, and we came to the problem and we said, come on, we have to fix it. That's not a good sign. And after jumping into the stats, we found that. That's the average of food waste from farm to fork. And it's not a problem which is just happening in industry companies. It's everywhere around the world. Just the consumer-based food waste is a little bit different. Like in Asia, they're wasting a little bit less. But here in Europe, North America, and all the other countries are wasting nearly the same. Let's focus on Europe, because we're here in Austria, Europe. Let's take a look at the numbers. So production is 70 kilograms, retail is 8, farming 77, gastronomy 25. It's not the overall amount, it's per person. Person every year. So you're wasting 7 kilos in production, you're 8 in retail, you're 25 in gastronomy, everybody of us. And that was one thing where I felt very, very, very bad. We took a look for different kinds of solution for those problems. We found one for gastronomy. It's too good to go. That is the reason why I know Georg, and he called me just 2 days ago and asked me if I can jump in. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And in farming, we do have Unverschwendet, we do have Brüssli, so we have a lot of other companies. And we thought that we can, take the challenge and build up a solution for production retail. And that's what we're doing at Circle. So maybe we jump in to the numbers again. Production retail is 78 kilograms per year. We do have a population in Europe, around 450 million people, times 78 kilograms per year. We're ending up at 35 billion tons a year of just food waste. And that's a lot. And the sad thing about it is that nearly 1/3 of it is considered avoidable. So why are we wasting the food? It's because of that. Doesn't look too good. I think that's the MacBook. Retailers and producers only have 2 chances. Being sold out, so losing the profit, and even sometimes losing the customers. Here in Austria, we have at every metro station, so my home metro station, we do have 2 Billa, 1 Hofer, 1 Lidl, a Penny, so we have everything around there. And it's so crowded that they're like just competing for the consumers. They're fighting for them. So if one of the shops is sold out, the consumer just walks outside of the door, walks to the next one, and go and shop their groceries out there. And then you have the other side of the story, and that's the oversupply. Being overstocked means wasting the food in the next step. But that's the reason why all the retailers here in Austria are buying more food than they would need, or more products than they would need. Finding the sweet spot is the daily challenge in every company out there. Not only for producers, also for retailers. And that's the hardest thing in their daily business. Where does the problem come from? We have 2 parties in that challenge. It's on the one hand side, manufacturing, producer, retailer. On the other hand side, us as a consumer. We as a consumer, we ask for variety, availability. We want to walk inside in the store. We want to find our products, right? On the other hand side, we have the shop, the retailers, like Metro. They just try to fulfill our wishes and not losing us as the customer. And in the past, it was very easy to predict the demand. There are very big, large companies in retail which are still using Excel sheets. No joke? No joke. Sometimes even PDF. So it's not like we're living in 2021. It's like Microsoft just popped out. And we had some demand patterns in the past. For example, a stable one. A product example for that would be bananas. Bananas is like a running product all around the year. You have seasonal demand profiles, which is in the middle. For example, barbecue supplements like charcoal, meat, everything what you need in summer. And then you have the rising trend profiles. New products in the market, and why Corona was toilet paper and pasta. Sometimes you could even find hybrids of all of them. And I showcase you some data. It is the data from 5 of our customers over the last 5 years. And you will see the trends. You will see the past. You will see the present. The interesting thing is that those demand patterns not stabilize for the last 2 years. They're very volatile and changing. And it makes it very, very hard to calculate the demand for the next some days.
That's freestyle.
It's freestyle.
Nice.
Exactly. So you cannot work with an Excel sheet and with the old data out of the past if you have such volatile market out there. Some of them are using Power BI, and some of the larger ones are using AI solutions. But to be honest, Excel sheets don't work nowadays. The challenge with AI is that the technology is, on the one hand side, standardized, and you have to individualize it, which needs experts. Experts are rare out there, and if you find them, they're very expensive. Or on the other hand side, you're hiring just consultants. And consultants projects start around 500,000 euros. So SME companies do not have the chance to use the technology. The thing is, when you take a look into the WKO, so in the economic chamber statistics, 95% of the companies are SMEs out there. Just in case of numbers, not in terms of sales volume. But they're also producing food waste, you know? And we thought about the problem and the wide range market and had the idea, how can we challenge and disrupt this market? How can we democratize this technology? And we came up with this solution. It's a no-code AI toolkit. So everybody in this room could use it. We have preset data, so external data, because those dependencies are just features. Features like the weather, like Google ads, TV ads, like economic numbers, so statistics. We have everything of these presets on our platform. You can just drag and drop those vectors, upload your sales figures, upload your marketing data, so everything which is impacting the forecast for the next some days. Push a button, and immediately you get your forecast for the next some days. And we can also implement this to consistent like ERP systems. Metro is not on this board right now, but maybe in some months. Let's talk about it later. We got this the software in operation right now, and in every of our pilot projects, we had a cutting by half. So if you remember about the 35 billion tons, 35 billion tons out there, with 1/3 which we can cut, and then with the cutting in half, so like 7 billion tons that we could like really save just in Europe with such solutions. And the good thing is that all the companies not just want to save resources in terms of food, it could also save some money. And I think that's the major part where all the companies then step in and everybody then likes to really save food. The thing is that when you know the demand for the next some days, you can also plan HR. You can also take an insight in what is the impact of the next marketing campaign. So take a look inside of the data. It's leading you forward as a company. And that's a solution where we can push our SMEs here in Austria and in Europe up front and make them challenge all the big ones. That's it. And I just want to give you the quote: be inventive, and let's save the resources through technology and not through restrictions. Have fun tonight, and it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Eric. That's really a explorers and innovators attitude which we are seeking for at the Talent Garden. I'm pretty sure he will be a highly demanded speaker later at the networking, which is also going to take place here. So finally also networking at the Talent Garden. Now I want to invite you to the highlight of the afternoon, the startup competition. As I told you before, we have 7 super motivated startups. I know some of them already. They have amazing solutions. 7 young entrepreneurs pitching their product. To the rules of the game, we have to be quite strict about it because we have a very tight schedule. Every startup has 3 minutes to pitch their ideas. After 2.5 minutes, I'm going to raise my hand. And after these 30 seconds, it's over. Then the teams have also the opportunity to have 2 minutes of Q&A. Therefore, and that's where jury comes into place, we have 7 jury members, so every startup today has its own jury member, more or less. We have from Metro, Michael and Aaron, welcome. We have Marco from Herd, again. We have from Modul University Vienna. And sorry to forget you, we also have Lydia in the jury. And last but not least, we have Natalie from Talent Garden, also as part of our jury. And from PR Avenue, we have Katrin Hansen. So these are the 7 jury members. Again, also try to be brief with your answers and with your questions, as the Q&A plays a fundamental part in a pitching competition like that. And Federico told me there was a bit of a different order for the startup, so I think we are going to start with Unco. I think they were already part of one of our pitching competitions before, so the stage is yours. Please enter the stage. Good luck.
Thank you so much. And thank you for Accelerator program. It was amazing. This project is not about potatoes. This project about money. This project about environmentally friendly business. Investment in noblest business. But
let's still talk about potatoes. How much does a kilo potato cost at the supermarket? And how much does the farmer get for his potatoes? Are you willing to pay 3 times more for these potatoes?
we want to tackle the food waste problem from supermarket. Like you see before in presentation, it's a huge problem.
The farmer has a lot of stuff to take care of, and he wants to make more profit, of course, but he doesn't have enough knowledge and time for it.
The market is ready, and those pitches from Finland. The idea is simple: Facebook group, customers make a reservation. We start in Berlin, we do the same, but with WhatsApp group.
So the market in Berlin is ready as well, as you can see.
The online food market and the food distribution, those and girls, those and girls stable growth. But anyway, grocery now less than 15%.
Wir verhandeln gerade mit Immobilienunternehmen über Default-Immobilien von Horeca und Straßenhandel.
Here you can see this several months ago was a restaurant, Italian food very good restaurant, but now here's a food panda. We are Unka Club and we have solutions, a grocery in cafe. We involve farmers, we attract customers. Our model based on our 5 years experience in grocery.
Cafes serve as picking up points and sometimes for cross-docking processes we provide our own IT platform and business processes, and we have 5 years experience in e-commerce and we know how to earn money with it.
The solution that can start very fast in every city.
Guys, 10
Sorry.
seconds.
Sorry.
I'll give you 10 more.
Thank you.
It's easy to start, easy to earn.
For everybody. Next one.
For everybody, it's a convenient sales method for farmers and extra food flow for HoReCa and subscription customers.
Let's last slide.
Last slide, guys.
This is we already start our MVP, and here you can see how we work. And the last one. Here's Berlin results. Here's IT solutions. Next one. Here is our experience.
Very good.
Here is what we need. Investments.
That's the most important slide.
Next one. That's the last one. Yeah. Now it's very important because this is startup. It's just for money. It's not only for good food. It's about money because we have agreement with Mixmart, this chain of supermarket around European Union. We start in Italy now in Turin, and we already work. We already earn money. We already have revenue.
We need about 200K to invest to make our MVP full and invest
And
scaling. And even if it's just a classic farm-to-table business, then you can earn about 200K per turnover monthly.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Everyone might like for 10 seconds now, but it's okay.
Thank you so much.
So now let's jump right to the Q&A. Is there anyone who has a question already? We have 2 minutes. This time Johanna will wave with her hand if it's too long. So please, Metro Michael, please.
How do you get in contact with the local farmers?
It's easy because we have IT solution and farmers know about it. Farmers communicate between and this is not a big problem to find local producer or farmers because every local producers, every farmers look for opportunity to sell more. They have no times for it, for extra selling, but they want to sell, and it's really easy to find it. Just a little advertising company in social media and a lot of guys calls, right? And we know somebody, we know about this product, we know about this producer, and that's it.
Thank you very much. Is there another question, maybe? Yes, Marco.
How do you integrate into how do you organize all the ordering of the food with the local farmers? Because I expect that they don't have any ERP systems or they can just plug in, they will send you emails with, how do you integrate it?
We have some resources. For example, in Finland, we have resources for farmers, but for example, for Germany, I don't know about these resources. Maybe, but the question is that people know about good producers, about good farmers, and it's sometimes, for example, I know in Brandenburg we have several farmers rent hangar and make annual fee for each month. Customers can come and picking up the product from farmers. But the main idea is that we build system, we build IT solution. We have 5 years experience in e-grocery. It's farm-to-table business. We know it's very well. But the question is how to do it very scalable, fast scalable. And this is idea. That's what we presented now.
Perfect, thank you so much. And I guess there's a lot of time to discuss these matters also during the networking session. So thank you very much, Umko, and see you later at the aperitivo.
Thank you so much.
So, next startup has a very promising name in my opinion. Probably it was invented during the Corona crisis, I don't know. He's going to pitch online, and the name of the startup is Board Pass. So, the virtual stage is yours. Zane, can you hear us?
Yes, sorry, can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. You have 3 minutes and then 2 minutes of Q&A. Let's start.
Okay. Fantastic, thank you very much. Okay, so as everyone knows, the tourism industry has taken a huge knock with the pandemic. It's been really tragic for the industry. However, on the plus side, rebound tourism as a result of the hard lockdown has been spearheaded by Gen Z and millennials who just want to get out and travel. 70% of their travel expenditure is allocated to experiences alone. The US is still the number one in this sector of the market for tours and activities. Experience tourism specifically is the fastest growing market segment. Average booking values of $155. And if you have a look at the marketplace, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry comprised of many different players. So if you think about $155, it's millions of bookings that take place. BoardPass obviously wants to enter into the space in a very novel way in which users can find, add, book, rate, and review experiences anywhere in the world. Not only is it a booking platform, but it's a social platform focused on creating community and stimulating user engagement. In terms of building loyalty to the platform, there's a very novel way in which the system works. So first of all, users book their experience or tour on the platform. They then pay their deposit directly via the platform. So this minimizes payment processing fees by just receiving the deposit and not the whole amount. And then upon arrival at their venue, the balance of payment is made directly to the vendor by the user. So vendors don't have to wait for their payment from third parties. The user checks into the venue via the BoardPass platform or app to be credited an experience reward. This reward comes out of the deposit that they paid. After they've had the experience, the user provides a review of their experience on the BoardPass platform to be credited a review reward points. These reward points can be redeemed as discount vouchers within the BoardPass vendor network. BoardPass then pays the vendor when the voucher is redeemed, and therefore it keeps everyone locked into the system. There's obviously a number of other benefits for the platform for vendors. Thank you. Such as branding, flexibility, the ability to manage one's own listings, pricing updates, tagging, etc. Likewise, for users, they can obviously contact vendors directly, which is unique to the system, as well as the rewards and the social platform. The revenue streams that are available are obviously commission on bookings, as explained, and then affiliate earnings on complementary tourism industry products. In terms of profitability, using an industry average booking of $155, on a $23 booking, we will net $7, which equates to about a 30% margin. Obviously, we're
we're over time already.
Okay, thank you. We're a startup with experience. Obviously, we're backed by an award-winning team of highly skilled developers with a wealth of experience in the tech startup space, as well as business developers. And we have a wealth of experience in data analysis. We're flexible in terms of our business structure, and we don't have any debts. We just got sweat equity and passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause. I hope you can hear it or see it. It's a pity that you're not on stage with us, but
it is a pity.
Electronically. Now Q&A for Zane was an amazing presentation, and also it was invented due to Corona crisis and the lockdown. So thank you very much. And now to the questions. Even, first one, please.
Zain, can you tell us what's your plans to expand internationally?
Yes, obviously there's a two-pronged approach. We would like to enter into the European as well as the US markets. The US market is obviously got a lot of local tourism. They're not only the biggest tourism market in the world, but they're the biggest local tourism market in the world. So with hard lockdowns, travel's obviously a bit of an issue. Still is and will remain for some time to come. So we want to make sure that people are aware of what's on their doorstep. So Board Pass obviously allows people to find specific geo-targeted, geolocated, curated experiences on your doorstep. So social media is going to be a big drive to the expansion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question.
Currently your partners carry the risk of no-shows. Is this planned? Because right now only you get paid 100% and the partner just has to hope that the customer comes right.
Well, as it stands, none of the major platforms actually, I don't want to say care about the vendors, because they often have a 24-hour cancellation window. So I think that if anything, having a deposit up front means that there's more ability to get an incentive for people to pitch, and I think that that's important. So we will obviously have a refund policy in place, but with certain provisos.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We are out of Q&A time as well. We can definitely share your contact, and then yeah, thank you for pitching.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Next startup entering the stage is already an Austrian all-star, in my opinion, in the startup scene. It's Bruce Lee, and yes, welcome to Talent Garden pitching stage.
Have you ever wondered what happens to all the bread in stores at closing hours? Actually, every fifth bread is not sold until the evening. This accounts to as much as 70 tons of bread disposed daily in Vienna, as much as the city of Graz consumes. We have a solution for this food waste: crunchy cereal from overproduced bread. We refine precious bread and give it a second chance on the breakfast table. By this, we create the crunchiest granola with a sustainable impact. It allows you to save as much as 1,410 liters of water and 1 kilo of bread with every kilo of eaten cereal. The breakfast market is a growing market, especially in Europe, with a 3.4% annual growth rate. We are part of this market, and we allow our partners to have a circular economy solution to reduce food waste and create a sustainable brand image. So far, after 1 year of product development and market validation, we have launched Bruce Lee in February this year. Already after a month, we were able to be available in retail nationwide in whole Austria. And by now, you can find us in over 900 stores in Austria, and we save as much as 10 tons of bread a month. And by the end of the year, we are aiming for 100 tons of bread. So far, we gained 230,000 euros of revenue and have a returning customer rate of 29%. Due to our pressing topic of food waste, we get a lot of media attention in TV, newspapers, magazine, and radio. And we work with traditional bakery partners such as Ströck, Der Mann, and Gaia, as well as Rewe, who help us follow our mission. We envision a society that cares about resources and food. And with Bruce Lee, we want to offer simple solutions to reduce food waste easily and without any effort, beyond cereal and beyond bread. By this, we aim for 32,000 tons of bread in 2024 and want to bring our solutions in over 9 countries in Europe. If you want to know more about Brüssli, I'm happy to talk to you afterwards, and I'm happy for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was really on point. The timer was out and the pitch was out. Very good. And it's not just improving your carbon footprint, it's also super tasty. And it's not the first time that you're participating in the Talent Garden pitch, so thanks again for coming. And now we jump right to the Q&A. Is there any question already? Please.
You get your bread from Ströck and Terman and so on. You mix the bread together in the recipe, or you make for each of the bread that you get from the bakeries their own muesli? And if yes, is there any chance you can make an exclusive muesli when we say, like, as a metro, hey, we have bakery shops in every store, yeah? We want to have muesli or brüsli together with you, with our own bread, like a or something. Is there any chance?
So back to your question, yes. So far we collect the bread from Ströck, Terman and Gaia from their production centers directly, and we then process it with our partners in the production to refine it to brüsli. Yes, there is a chance to make an exclusive version. This definitely is dependent on the amount of bread that is available, and but for sure, there's always the option for it.
Very nice, thank you very much. Is there another question? Yes, please.
Who is designing your drawings on your products?
On our
Yeah.
That's Stefan. So we have worked with an expert on, like, he's a graphic illustrator and he does the hand drawings on our packaging as well. If you have never seen it, there's also one afterwards in the tasting area, and you can also see the packaging. He's fantastic. I can send you the contact if you want it.
Thank you very much. We have time for one last quick question. Natalie, please.
Can you tell us more about the other team members and why you are the best team to bring it on the market?
Why we are the best team? We are the founders, Sarah and Michael. Our background is in the medical device sector, so completely different sector. But so far we have worked in, like, product development of medical devices, organizational development, also product and organizational certification. This is also our background. And we have Anna and Malis on team, say hi, who have the background in marketing and support us in marketing and also customer support.
Perfect, thank you very much. Also afterwards we will have time for more questions. Again, big round of applause for Brüssli.
Thank you.
Okay, next startup is also a well-known guest of the Talent Garden ecosystem. She actually held her press conference here at Talent Garden some weeks ago, which was a major success. Please welcome on stage Fashion Turi. Stage is yours.
Do you click for me? Thank you.
Sorry.
No.
Ready, stead, go.
I have to go to the beginning.
Okay. Doesn't count. My fault.
And it's maybe mixed up because it's a Mac. So.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
good.
Freestyle it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good evening. My name is Ronja and I'm the founder of Fashion Turi. My passion for fashion and traveling brought me to the idea to build up a platform that links sightseeing activities to a local shopping experience. Because arriving in a foreign city, you see the very same picture, and which is the big global stores, which everybody knows, and the big brands. But there's such a variety out there, like for example here in Vienna. And it's really time to rethink the retail system and to develop new digital technologies to bring up on the market. Especially for small local brands, it's a very challenging time, not just since Corona, it was always already before to that time. And to find them is not easy as well. So it's very time consuming. So I was always looking for the perfect solution, how to create my own personal shopping sightseeing tour. And there was no product on the market so far. So I thought about, okay, I should manufacture it on my own. And that's the result. There should be music. Okay. Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna explain it a little bit. So that's our webpage. And you can discover new cities. These are free friends exploring Vienna. They can plan their trip with Fashion Toury. And they just click on the suitcase symbol next to the names and yeah, create a tour. And it's really based on local shopping opportunities. And they can visit as well museums, other sightseeing attractions. And yeah, at the end, they become Fashion Toury members. And this is something cool because you stand for supporting the local economy. And yeah, with Fashion Toury, we redefine the term of shopping tourism, which is not common. Really? Yeah, okay, thank you. And yeah, and it's really a matter that is very important to us because we're going to help small local retailers to find and win a new target group, an international one. And yeah, and it's really easy to customize as well your own shopping and sightseeing tour. So for users, you can use the platform for free. And our main source of income for the business model is based on e-commerce and as well on advertising. But with Fashion Toury, we think outside the box. So a few weeks ago, we talked to a fintech company to think about a solution, how to obtain how to obtain as well to be a part of the offline sales as well. So in the future it will work like you have your Fashion Toury app, which is the Fashion Toury passport. You're going to discover the stores, you check in, and you can directly pay in the store with your Fashion Toury app. And at the end you can get a bonus on top, so you can collect bonus points, which you can take for the purchase in another Fashion Toury partner store. So this is going to be the future as well, Fashion Toury. So we're going to have an implemented virtual e-commerce system on our platform. And we have invested 140K so far, and 87 companies have been registered. These are our awards and achievements so far, and our network. So yeah, now it's your turn to support us. Vienna is just the beginning. So yeah, please get in touch with us and our Fashion Toury team. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very, very much. I can tell you from personal experience, it's an amazing product, and thank you for this presentation. And I got a t-shirt that maybe made me say that as well a little bit. A very nice t-shirt. Also Federico, by the way, our event manager, is responsible for it. Yes.
For your support.
Let's jump right into the Q&A of the jury. Are there already some questions? Yes, please, Aaron.
It's not metro related, but is your app only for small local brands or for the bigger ones too, like Zara or something?
Zara will be in Spain. Like you always have to think about the background of the company. So, for example, here we have Swarovski, we have Silhouette, which is based in Linz. Maybe not many people know that. Yeah, so definitely the big brands are supporting the smaller local brands as well, but it's only focused always on the country. So, yeah. Yes, please?
Are there any plans to maybe include cafes or restaurants? Because I guess people have something to eat, need something to eat, and if you want to buy local at the shop, then maybe you also don't want to go to McDonald's, but you want to enjoy the local cuisine. So.
Okay. Yeah, I could answer that very directly. No, because we're going to be a really specialized network. It's super important to get this message out there that it's enough to have the people who love to travel and who are passionate people in one, at one platform. So no, food will be not a topic, but in the future, to scale up, we think about the local cosmetic industry, which is coming more and more and growing bigger and bigger. And of course, as I said, we're based here now in Vienna. We start from Vienna, but this will be a worldwide topic. So I'm sure that we can scale up fast.
Okay, thank you very much. Time for the last question.
Who is curating the tours? Are you doing this yourself? yourself? Or?
We have an artificial intelligence system in the back end, so the platform is already established. We have our own code, and of course you can filter as well your ideas. Also, you can really filter and you can say, okay, I am looking for underwear, but I need plus size and I want it sustainable. So we're not only thinking about different styles, characters, or male, female. We, as I said, we think outside the box. It's very important to include our issues of today and our topics of today into the filter system.
Thank you very much, and see you later at the networking. So, halftime, we have 4 starters to go, 4 already pitched. Next participant on the stage is Regio Marktplatz. So, very warm welcome and big round of applause.
Thanks.
And there you go.
It's the end. Ah. Okay. Hello, guys. Before I start, I want to thank Talent Garden and also Ronja from Fashion Theory that I can be here today to present the idea of Regio Marktplatz. My name is Konstantin. I want to take you on a journey for the next few minutes so that you get more picture of the Regio Marktplatz idea. Please picture that you have booked your next trip for the coming weekend and that you will arrive at your destination, and normally you know nothing about the local shopping opportunities, how they look like, if they are still open during your arrival time, so that you can buy your stuff for your breakfast or for your dinner and for the same night. So you're forced to buy your groceries at home and take them cold with you with your car to your destination. If not, you have maybe other issues during your travel time, besides traffic jam or other issues. So the whole thing is that if you arrive, you need to focus on different topics to get your stuff with you. Okay. With the wondering, because it's normally changing automatically. Please imagine now that you get, in this case, the opportunity to inform yourself in advance about the local shopping opportunities of your destination. Because with Regio Marktplatz, you get the digital access to the local producers and their products so that you can order them directly for your holidays. Because Regio Marktplatz is your local delivery service for your holidays if you are not at home. Why we are doing this? Because we want to make it easier to arrive in your destination, that you are far more relaxed. And if you arrive, everything is already located in your fridge or at your dinner table, so that you need not arrange anything during your arrival time or later. So everything will be done by the producers in the area. The whole idea is not only for the guests, it's also for the farmers and for the hosts of each area. The farmers get with Regio Marktplatz more visibility to a new consumer group, because they normally can reach the guests only in the area, not in advance. And on the other side, we have in this case the hotel, the host. He's now getting the option to offer a new service to the wholesaler, not to the wholesaler, to a new service to the guest, to increase the experience of the stay. On the end, we hope that we can sit all together on our community table to work together and make the idea livable, so that the outcome is that all the members can help each other and can grow with this. These are our main topics where Regio Marktplatz is focusing on. We want to look further in the future, make it more sustainable, make it more easier for mobility, so that we can arrive with the train also. And yeah, the platform is just finishing in the next 2 weeks. And so we will focus on the packaging options, that we can use it more than once. And then when it's working out, we want to reach out to new regions. Thanks.
Very cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and also thank you for being here. If you roll out in 2 weeks, I guess you have a lot of things to do and you're quite busy. So thank you very much for coming and presenting your product. Let's jump right to Q&A. Are there already any questions? Natalie, please.
How do you handle the logistics?
Yeah, we're just starting the pilot. It's like in each region we want to do it. We want to check what is available already. We want to use the logistic what is already maybe in the area, and if not, we are focusing together with the producers and the host what is possible. And if not, if they cannot do it by themselves, we want to do it by ourselves with bicycles, for example, like in the area of Vienna, for example, to make it easy and sustainable also.
Thank you very much. Im, I saw you had another question.
Yeah, do you plan to collaborate with any accommodation providers, like officially like tourism agencies or bigger accommodation providers, or is it purely focused on the end user?
No, we are open for tourism partners in this case, looking for each region to work together because they have also maybe the access to the producers and to the hosts. And for us, it's a community, so we all want to work together, but it's that each person can get more out of this. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there another question? If not, there will be a lot of questions during the networking session, I guess. Thank you very much, and another big round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, jumping right to the next startup. Next startup is called Revo Foods, and I'm very, very curious about the pitch. Welcome on stage.
Thanks. Hello, I would like to start with a question. How many of you have tried veggie meats before, like a Beyond Burger, veggie sausage, something like this? Yeah? Okay. That's a pretty big amount. And other question, how many of you have tried veggie fish before? That's a surprising amount here, but quite a bit less. Almost no one in comparison. And that's the reason why Revo Foods exists. What we do is we develop delicious, nutritious and sustainable seafood made entirely of plants. And we think that it's just the right time, because unfortunately, how we produce seafood right now is just a pure waste. It's massively insufficient, and seafood contains more and more heavy metals, microplastics, antibiotics. Who wants to eat that for breakfast? Not me. But it seems like more and more people consume seafood. There's no end to it. And what does that show us? It shows that people really love the taste of seafood, so that they ignore all other problems that are around this. What we are offering is something that tastes exactly like seafood, but made sustainable and nutritious with plants. And we do this with a revolutionary new technology, 3D food printing. 3D food printing allows us to fully recreate the texture and structure of complex products such as salmon. Think of the perfectly aligned orange muscle tissue and the white connective tissue in between. There are no such products on the market yet because the technology is too, was not ready so far, and this is what we change. This is a bit badly cropped video, but this is our patented and proprietary 3D printing technology that we developed ourselves during a PhD program. This is a spin-off from a European PhD program. And with this, we can fully recreate these fine structures.
That side, like it's good for a video.
Of products such as salmon. The best thing about this is also very nutritious and even clean label. So we use only 11 natural and healthy ingredients such as pea protein, plant oils and algae extracts in our products. And we can claim a high protein content and a high nutritional content. The ultimate goal for us is not to sell printers. The ultimate goal is to use 3D food printers in an automated production line, because this would really allow to bring this technology to a massive scale. To a scale where we can produce ideally 100 tons of product a month and compete with more traditional production methods. This could work by connecting multiple printers with an automated transportation system to furthermore achieve scale. We already sell this product in 2 restaurants here in Vienna, which are kind of our pilot, and we're looking to expand in the next month significantly also to some different countries. Our team is now consisted of, here you see why something like this is needed. Basically right now there's only products like fish burgers, and there's no fully structured product. Our team consists right now of 12 people, and we're looking to expand, so if you know anyone who wants to join us, yeah, let us know. That's Revo Foods. Thank you.
Thank you very much, especially after a certain movie which was released on Netflix a month ago. All of us are a little biased on this topic, so I was really looking forward to this presentation. Great pitch. And let's jump right to the Q&A. Is there already a question?
2 questions. The first one is, can you tell us the restaurants? The second one is, comes your product fresh, chilled or frozen?
Regarding the second, both is possible, which I think is interesting for retail. Regarding the restaurants, it's Café Wir and Café Adlauf, both in Burggasse. So we're right now in the hipster areas, but we're trying to expand.
That might be also the reason why so many people tried plant-based meat and plant-based fish already. But that's just my comment. Is there any other question? Maybe from the audience. Yes, please.
What is your three-year goal expansion plan?
It's tricky to answer, but basically in 2 years we want to enter the US. This is what we have as a big goal, and now next year we want to start expanding to more European countries, Scandinavia, Germany, Benelux states.
Okay, there's another question from the audience. Later we'll do the questions again from the jury, but please and speak out loud because you're there.
What's your production capacity?
Right now very small, which is why I only have a sample of about 5 of these smoked salmon stripes here that we produce. But yeah, if we cut them small, then maybe we can all share.
When your product comes chilled, what's the shelf life? If it's originally packed?
We're evaluating this right now, but so far with 3 weeks it seems to be good. Which is much longer than conventional salmon.
What is the consumer perception of eating printed fish?
So far, we did not see that consumers seem to be turned off by this. Of course, it's something that sounds a bit strange in the beginning when you hear it, but then on the other hand, you don't know how most foods are produced. Most processed foods use massive machines that you've never heard of and that you've never seen, and what we do here is just another step, where we also use a different kind of machine that's, in my opinion, also very well to show and to explain. Looking at videos of this, we're maximum transparent. We show how the things are done, and I think this takes away fear from people.
Thank you very much. Super interesting. Also here, I think you will be a very high demanded guy to speak with during the networking session. Next startup is applause. Next startup is a startup which I had the pleasure to meet online first, and now they're actually here, if I'm right. It's Tred. Please enter the stage. Together?
Good luck.
Yes.
30 seconds.
It's here. Was here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Raise of hands, who has heard of baobab? Okay, well, that's quite good. Actually, in Europe, it's quite a new food, but in fact, it has been around for thousands of years. We are Tred, and our mission is to make baobab famous. My name is Mandy.
I'm Adit, and our third team member is Mr. Baobab. Mr. Baobab is a wild fruit from Africa, and today we want to talk about his role in the future of food.
More and more people are trying to eat healthy, a trend that has been accelerated by the current COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, we all still eat way too much fat and salt.
As consumers, we also care about the environment. Livestock alone emits more greenhouse gases than all transportation combined. So our current food system is no longer sustainable.
Yet, we've all been there, in the aisle of the supermarket, struggling to find the healthy foods. So how do we nourish ourselves then? How do we get the vitamins and the minerals we need without relying on supplements engineered in the lab? We believe nature has the answer.
Introducing our hero, Mr. Baobab. Baobab fruit powder is truly amazing. It is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, so it's good for our skin and it strengthens our immune system. Baobab has more than 50% fiber, so it's great for our digestion as well.
And keep in mind, baobabs are not farmed. The fruits are foraged from the wild across Africa, so they don't contribute to the CO2 emissions.
Our mission is to unlock the full potential of the baobab ingredient by launching ready-to-eat products that puts the baobab flavor at the center.
Our first product, baobab fruit jam. It's 100% natural, low in sugar, and rich in vitamins and minerals. Also, the jams are at least 90% fruit. They are rich in fibers, so they're good for your gut, and rich in antioxidants.
And best of all, our jams support rural communities across Africa. It creates a direct link between you guys, the consumers, and fruit collectors.
Our aim is to protect the ecosystem that baobab is part of by building a sustainable industry around it. Imagine tackling, imagine a greening of Africa, tackling deforestation and climate change.
Guys, let's spread the baobab love and let's make baobab famous.
Thank you very much, and also thank you for coming. As I told you, you had some month ago the possibility to pitch online. I think you were in Spain or in Sweden, maybe, when you were pitching. But now on stage is something different. Welcome again to Talent Garden. Q&A. Is there already a question about Mr. Baobab? Lydia, maybe.
I have a question. Why do you start with the jam? Because you have, written on the slide there, mover is like powder, so I wonder, why do you start with jam and how do you, the storyline for me doesn't add to the jam.
Okay, can I answer?
Yeah.
So the fruit powder is that's the raw material. But when we present the fruit powder to the customer, they don't really know how to use it. So by making
you
ready,
fill that in for the customer that they know how to use that.
yes. So that's been the challenge. I've been producing baobab in Africa for many years, so that's the challenge. So what we want to do is we want to create a multiplier and make it really easy for people to have baobab in their daily diet, basically.
And you have tested the assumption?
Yeah.
Okay. How many customers do you have already?
Like now, our jam is just on a prototype stage, so this is something we're looking into to develop. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Is there another question from the jury? Yes, please, everyone.
Where do you produce the jam and the powder? Here in Europe or in Africa?
So the powder, we work with producers. So that's basically then imported and then filled in Germany. And then the jam is produced in Germany. Yeah.
Cool. Is there another question? Yes, from the audience, please.
Is the baobab sustainably sourced? Because you contribute to the local communities, but is it sustainably sourced?
So yeah, across Africa, baobab is in abundance. Okay, in southern Africa countries, which is called the SADC region, there was a paper that estimated is more than 107,000 tons of powder produced in the wild. And we are also the first company in the DACH region that are Fair Wild certified. So the Fair Wild certification, it combines both the fair trade principles with conservation. So that's how we make sure. Thanks for the question.
Thank you very much. And again, big round of applause for you guys. Okay, last but not least, we have the last participant pitching her project. It's going to be an online presentation again. It's also, I know it's a very cool project. Welcome Experience online, please. Jonas, can you hear us? We cannot hear you, you're muted. This is a standard phrase after lockdown.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, took some time. Give me a second. All right. We are Experience, and we are here to satisfy two pressing market demands: finding fun activities and finding new friendships. The reason behind our idea is that we as founders personally experienced problems in the leisure time market, which we wanted to solve. I, for example, often found myself bored inside of my apartment, craving to go out and do my favorite activity, which is playing football. But my friends, they were either often busy or not interested in playing football. And I thought, I can't be alone in this. And it turned out I didn't. So I asked around, and everybody that I asked came back to me and said, yeah, I have experienced the same problem. I also often can't do the favorite thing I do, and because I have nobody to do it with. So I thought, what if there would be an independent platform that brings together people that share the same interest to do their favorite activities? So, and that's why we introduced Experience. By offering users with an area of exciting activities, no time will be lost anymore on finding new things to do or people to do it with. You can just simply go on the app and create an activity of whatever you desire to do. So if you, like me, want to go out and play some football, you would go on the app and create an activity called Football in Vienna. Other users would then go on the app, go through the activities, find your activity, read the description, and join your activity, and then later meet up with you to play football together. It's as simple as that. Our business model is based on the idea of associates, professionals, and advertisement partners. Associates are hospitality companies that will be listed on our app and proactively suggested to users. Professionals are event hosts that can list their events on our app and handle ticket sales on it. By gaining through commissions and commercial revenue, we expect to gain 1.3 million euros in total revenue after the first 3 years of operating. We are happy to announce that we already launched our first MVP version this year in August and have an early adopters user space of almost 1,000 users. We're going to expand into major German cities in 2022 and major European cities in 2023. By the end of this, we expect to have gained a user base of almost 400,000 users. So we hope we sparked your interest and you're ready to revolutionize the leisure time market with us. We're raising an investment of 150,000 euros for an equity share of 20%. So become part and grow together with us to bring experience to the Viennese market and beyond. If you're interested in the app, you'll find a QR code in the bottom right corner that will lead you directly to our app in the App Store. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jonas. It's actually the third time that I see this presentation. It gets better every time. It's super nice. I like it a lot. And I'm very curious about the questions of the jury. Natalie, please.
Who are your biggest competitors and how do you differentiate from them?
Yeah, sure. Our biggest competitors are Spontex, Meetup, and Tinder also kind of. We differentiate ourselves from Spontex because they kind of do the same thing as we do, but they're very unprofessional. They already have quite a nice user base, so they already reached a critical mass. But their app is very hard to use, and we just do better what they do. Meetup has a different target group, which is basically more targeted to networking, and you also have to pay to create activities. And Tinder obviously is more targeted on dating than actually finding friends and finding activities to do your favorite things.
Another question? Yes, from the audience, we have a question.
Give me a second. How will your app protect users from joining illicit events?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
How is the app going to protect users from joining illicit events?
Illicit events. We have an age restriction. So, and also we have to certify ourselves from, everybody has to certify themselves to be verified. So there will be we kind of try to restrict any kind of fishy, illicit events.
Thank you. Is there another question? If not, I have a question. What's your plan on reaching this critical user mass? Because that's obviously the biggest challenge right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we almost have 1,000 users as early adopters, and that's basically why we're looking for an for an 150,000 euro investment right now, so we can quickly scale up and reach that critical mass by doing a lot of social media marketing, doing a lot of marketing using influencers, and just spreading the word, getting out there using different channels.
Okay, thank you very much. Next time you're more than invited to come also physically to the stage of Talent Garden.
Thank you.
Big round of applause. Hope you can hear it. So that's it. 8 startups pitched now their projects. Now it's upon the jury to face a decision. We have some prizes. So I would say good luck to the startups, but they don't need it anymore. They pitched already. For the jury, please go to the next room, the community kitchen. And while you're there, unfortunately, you're going to miss 2 amazing keynotes by startups which are in a bit of a further development than the startups we saw today. We have Julia from Tulipans and Philip from Rebel Meat, and I would like that Julia start with her presentation of Tulipans now. Is she here? Yes. Big round of applause for Julia. Welcome.
Do I have a clicker or something?
Yes. Yes. If the presentation is here. Good thing is there are not so many time constraints anymore. I won't wave at you. Just after an hour, there will be some music playing and.
No worries. It will take an hour. I can start. Thank you for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here, to have the opportunity to talk to you guys a bit about our startup and to be not crunched into 2 or 3 minutes. That's a new experience for me, so I'm happy that I have a bit more time this time. So, it's not uncommon or in the startup realm that you have a personal story that motivates you, that's behind the business idea. And I wanted to take the opportunity to talk a bit about my motivation, why I did or we did what we did. And so, yes. That's actually not an error, so I didn't confuse the 2 before and after pictures, but that's actually what happened to me. I followed the guidelines, the nutrition guidelines with eat less, exercise more, low-fat, high-carb diet for 15 years. And in the end, I was fat, I was sick, and I was pre-diabetic. And that got me thinking. And I started to question the status quo. And I wondered, is there any evidence actually for that? And through my studies and my research, I found low carb and then the ketogenic diet. It took me another 10 years to regain my health, and for 8 years I started to build a community. I started to blog, to speak, to write books, and to publish in peer-reviewed journals. I did this not alone, and what drives me is helping people. I always want to help people, and I want others to have the opportunity to take their health in their own hands. So that's why my husband and I, we founded Tulipan 3 years ago. We are together for 22 years. We are married for 12, so we have we saw a lot of ups and downs in our time, and I think that makes us unique as a founding team. But let's take a step back and ask ourselves, what's the problem with sugar? Why sugar? What's so uniquely bad about sugar? And to understand that, I want you to introduce you to the blood sugar roller coaster. When you eat carbs, your blood sugar rises. And in response, your body produces insulin. Insulin is a hormone, and the job of insulin is to take the sugar and store it somewhere. What often happens is that your blood sugar falls and it crashes. And when that happens, when you're here, down there, that's the point where you would kill someone for a piece of chocolate. The problem is, once you're in that roller coaster, it's really hard to get out. It's a vicious circle. And another thing is, if you're in that vicious circle, it's almost impossible to burn fat and to mobilize fat. So now it's warm. It's stuck. There it is. So our mission is to get you off that roller coaster. We want to make your sugar-free life as easy as possible. And that's why we developed not just any low-carb food products, we developed real functional foods. All our products have minimal effect on blood sugar, maximal nutrient density and bioavailability. That means increased satiety. And the best of all, it can induce the metabolic state of mild ketosis. And that's where the magic happens, so to speak. It decreases inflammation, it increases cognitive function, it's antioxidant, and it increases overall metabolic health. And if you think about diabetes and obesity, that's really a big problem. So we developed over the past 3 years a whole range of products which all cater to the specific needs of our customers. But now you have learned a lot about tooling plants, but I wanted to tell you also what happened after we finished the Fab Accelerator last year. It was a really interesting ride with a lot of ups and downs, and it was super crazy that day. It happened a lot. We expanded in Billa and Billa Plus from 350 POS to 950 POS. We are listed in all Metro outlets, and Germany we are listed with Edeka Food Starter. If there's anyone interested in that, I can tell you later more about it. And we are with Rewe South, the Spring and Fall Fair. Also on e-commerce side, we could increase our basket size. We also upped all orders per month from, actually it's now 800 orders per month. And revenue is also looking really nice. We might more than double our last year's revenue. We also reached a really significant milestone. In June this year, we managed to produce and sell 50,000 kilograms of our keto granola in only 14 months. So we are super excited about that. Okay, what's up next year? What have we planned for next year? Expansion to the European market. We're actually at the moment mostly Austria, Germany, and a few other countries as well. But we will expand via Amazon because it's the most frictionless method, and as well as Switzerland and the Benelux with local retailers. And the year isn't over yet, so we have a few new products in store. We launched a second variety of our keto meal drink. We will launch 2 keto meal bars with MCT oil, which is really unique. And last but not least, in November, there will be a third variety of our keto granola, raspberry chocolate crunch, available in all the Billa Startup regal. it is. I think that was my last slide. It won't work. So, but thank you very much for listening, and I hope it was I hope it was interesting for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's also super interesting to hear from someone who already made this whole journey and now is growing to the German market, for example, which I guess is super exciting, as you said, together with a lot of ups and downs, but it's very, very interesting and also motivating for all the startups which are actually here. I know we don't have a lot of time for a Q&A, but as it was a super inspiring speech and a super nice presentation, I would like to ask the audience if there are any questions now. If not, we can do it also, of course, afterwards.
I'm outside, so everyone who wants to taste the granola, we have small sample bags, so please come by, grab a bag or two. There's enough for everyone. I don't want to take it back home, so.
That sounds amazing. Big round of applause. Thank you very much. And now, before we announce the winners, I saw before that the jury is still discussing quite toughly on the winners. Let's jump to the second keynote. Rebel Meat, also a very successful startup of the startup ecosystem in Austria. So please, the stage is yours. Big round of applause.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here because I actually have to say Fab Accelerator is where it really all started for us. I briefly told the story earlier. It was in the end of 2018 when Cornelia and myself were on Skype, and I was in a hotel room somewhere in Slovakia in my old job still. And we said, so, okay, are we actually gonna apply for this accelerator? Are we actually gonna go with this idea? And we actually sat down and did the first slide deck, the first presentation on what was back in the days still called Rethink Foods. Quite a generic and therefore terrible name. Yeah, we actually applied, and we were super surprised that we actually got into the program because it was really, really early days. And then I think we really made the absolute best out of it. We developed our first prototypes in the Herd Open Kitchen. And we actually got our first listing before we even had our packaging ready and everything, promised by Metro by the end of the program. So this really was a boost for us, and therefore I'm super glad to be back again and tell you a little bit about our story also since then, and of course a little bit about us. So that's why I say from Fab Accelerator to the world. This is where we're gonna hopefully take our meat revolution. Just a quick introduction myself. I've been working in the startup scene in many different companies, both on the investor side as well as on the startup side. And now for basically 2.5 years working on Rebel Meat. And why are we doing this actually? It's quite clear with the latest IPCC report. It's really red alert for humanity. And we all heard that changing your diet is a key tool for change. And actually, there was a big study by the Eat Lancet Commission, big panel of scientists that tells us how we can actually achieve such a sustainable and healthy diet. And we need to both transform eating habits and improve food production. Actually, the third point is reducing food waste, which is other people's focuses that I didn't put it on the slide, but that's also super important. And the problem is, or on the one hand, people know about this, right? And we read about it in the newspaper all the time. And for example, in Germany, we have 22% of people who say we want to eat less meat next year. In Austria, we had one study where 50% of people said we want to do that. And that would be a big step towards a more sustainable diet, right? The problem is change is very slow, right? So people say the one thing and do the other thing. And that's why the market share of such meat replacement products is still less than 1%. I mean, it's growing fast, but it's still less than 1%. So we need, in our opinion, additional ways for people to eat less meat. And basically do that without, I have the same problem. Where do I have to point actually? This direction or this direction?
This direction, but this is
okay. Right, so what people want actually is not, for most people, not no meat at all. It's just less but better meat. And when they eat meat, they want it in the most organic way, in the most transparent way, where they can make sure that the animals have been treated fair, and also that the products are clean labels and not full of highly processed ingredients, artificial flavors, etc. And we actually think with our products, we can deliver just that. So we give you the full meat experience with only 50% meat, and what is inside is of the highest quality and of the highest sustainable sources possible, blended with really wholesome, all-natural vegetables. And so basically, it gives you a full natural organic package, which is 40% reduction in CO2 emissions, but the full meat flavor and full meat taste. We have started with burger patties, like I guess most meat replacement products do. We have launched later this or earlier this year 4 new products, and this is what they look like on the shelf, and so you can recognize them later on. But yeah, this is just a quick introduction. Coming back to actually how the story went. I don't know if this joke is still ongoing in the current batch as well. We called the Fab Accelerator Far Away But Beautiful, because we actually also used the office on Karlberg a lot, which was a long bus ride every morning. But yeah, once you're there, of course, it's beautiful. That was the first logo that we used to apply with, as mentioned, Rethink Foods. And 6 months later, after this picture was taken, I was standing also on a stage like this, up on Karlberg, with much better weather actually. And we pitched just like you guys did, and that's where we got the metro listing, and it was really a super exciting day for us, and I guess really the actual beginning of the story. And yeah, so I hope that motivates you, whatever is the outcome of today. So what has happened then? Actually, afterwards, you see at the end of 2019, so another 6 months later, we actually had the company founded. We got a first pre-seed investment by a couple of business angels, and actually wanted to grow the business only in gastronomy. Then the pandemic hit, and we had to change our strategy and had to go into retail a little earlier than planned. Actually, yeah, what I wanted to say is, so we had the metro listing, but only in beginning of 2020 we were actually ready to also deliver the products to metro, which then happened. And then Corona hit, but luckily we were accepted into 2 Minutes to Million and got the Rewe startup ticket there, and got our first product into supermarkets. And at the same time, did a crowdfunding campaign on Start Next, which was a lot of work. So anyone who considers that, it took us, I guess, 2 months of doing a lot of work for this campaign. But it basically motivated us to really work on new products. And we basically used the money to finance the development of new products, which then actually a couple of months later, we launched again in supermarkets. So this is just now, we're talking about only 3 months ago. And this really took us to a next level, because until then everything was frozen, which of course is, from the operations point of view, a lot easier, because you don't have to produce many times. Logistics is easier. and there's no daily business, more or less. But with fresh products like we have now, we have minced meat, which has a shelf life of 7 days. So there's a lot of ongoing planning all the time. But of course, it takes you also to other levels in terms of revenue and shelf velocity. We basically define for us really the mission of helping people to eat less but better meat. And less is the 300 grams, which is a quarter of what we eat now on average. And that's exactly what the Eat Lancet Commission is also recommending us to do. And we're also actually very political when it comes to how our food and especially meat should be produced. Also how transparent it should be. We think it's a scandal that we still don't know in most restaurants where the meat comes from. And this is how we communicate. So part is purpose-driven and part, of course, as a food brand, you should never forget to also, of course, communicate taste and enjoyment. Yeah, it's probably most of the food brands here, of course, after Austria, we want to go to Germany. This is what's gonna be on our roadmap for the months ahead. And we also have 2 more products that we hope to be launching later this fall, which is still a little surprise, but think of me when you see them in the supermarket. And now I have a big favor to ask. I have a little bet with my team. They wouldn't think that I can add 50 Instagram followers this evening. So please help me win this bet, otherwise I'll be the big loser for the next couple of days. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me.
Thanks a lot, Philip, for this inspiring speech. Also here you can clearly see how important these pitching events are. Concerning the Q&A, we can also do it now or later, as the jury is not here. If there is a question or a WhatsApp maybe now for us, I cannot read it because now Federico also left me. Is there any question for Philip? Yes, there is. We can do it from here because the mics are working perfectly fine.
Where do you source your meat from? So where do the animals live, or production and so on?
Yeah, so now it's roughly 80% for Austria and 20% over Austria.
And what kind of, how are the animals' health there?
So it's all organic, free range. And so we work with one pasture in Upper Austria and more or less all around the area. And with every code in our packaging, we can check down to the farm level.
Thank you very much. Now the jury is also here. So the next questions, please directly at the networking. I guess there are a lot of open questions or maybe insights you can share later. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Philip, please. Okay, I just saw that the jury made their decision, and I also see that Federico is here. And before we start, I actually want to call Federico to the stage, because he is really living this Talent Garden spirit. He was connecting corporates, educational institutions and startups together to form this very, very nice event. So, biggest round of applause for Federico.
And also to say that everything here is also thanks to Metro, to Modul, to Herd, that collaborated with us, and without them nothing would have been possible. So really thank to all our partners for this event. And good luck now for the winners. And thanks for all the pitching startups.
Grazie, Federico. Okay, the moment arrived. First one who is going to give out the prize is a startup which is actually located at Talent Garden Vienna. It's called TypeDev, and I would like to call Bruce from TypeDev on the stage, and he will explain us a little bit about the prize and, of course, the winner.
Okay, it's actually a lot more scarier standing up here than sitting down there. Okay, cool.
Used to this, man.
I think just to give a little bit of background to myself, I used to work at an incubation hub down in South Africa. Did quite a few masterclasses, especially in digital marketing and SEO. And for that reason, actually, I will be going down again to South Africa to do another presentation on your digital journey as a startup. And for that reason, we've decided to award this to Trad and to establish their digital presence in Europe. So, give them a round of applause.
Trad. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then also one extra thing to add, I might not look South African, but I am South African. Yeah, I grew up in South Africa ever since I was 2 years old, so quite used to the African style and the culture there. So it feels a lot at home with them. Well done.
If you want to say something, you can do it now. If not, you can exchange the information about the prize later.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're very excited to learn more about that. Yeah.
Very nice. Congrats and big round of applause for the both. Okay, the second representatives of the prize is actually Metro and Herd. They are having something amazing and they will tell us a little bit about it now. And yeah, very excited to hear who's the winner.
Thank you. Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say that all the startups we saw today, I think we will have a lot of contact over the next weeks and months, because what we saw today, there is a lot of potential in it. And so not only the food and beverage startups, but also the tech startups. So there was something, of course, with our core business with Horeca. There are some things, some points I think we can connect together. But this year, or first, because I think already people know that. So our prize this time goes to Bruce Lee. Maybe for those who don't really know what's part of the prize, so of course, yeah, we want you in our stores, in all of our stores, in our startup shop, so where you have really, let's say, the best place in our stores. And of course, what Aaron mentioned before, if there's a possibility, so picture first. Thank you. And of course, if there's a possibility to work together with, let's say, our brand, what we have maybe too much, or also to think about, or if you want to develop a product more into the direction of gastronomy or hotellery, then of course we are there for you, support you. Can you possibility to test it with a few restaurants and everything? So yeah, we would like to join the others. I know there were already some in your presentation. We want to join them, of course, and we want to, yeah, go with you together into the future.
Thank you so much.
You already outsourced your production, so you won't benefit that much, but you still get 30% of your dry storage. And you are happy to come again.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity to also bring our product to Metro and evaluate together how the future looks like, how we can use your bread and how we can reduce food waste even more. We are super excited about it, and also thanks to Marco for giving us a percentage in our storage there. So that's amazing. Yeah, speechless. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
So congrats, amazing, and I think that's the start of a very exciting journey. Congrats again. Okay, we have two prizes to go. The next one who's going to present is from a very, very nice co-working space from Talent Garden Vienna. Actually, it's Natalie, and she's going to announce the winner of our prize.
So the prize from Talent Garden is 2 flex memberships in our amazing campus for the next 6 months. And the startup where we think they could benefit most from this co-working space and being part of the community is Fashion Touring. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. No, yeah, that's my amazing team. Without them, I would be nothing. So Paul is supporting Fashion Tour in the business development, and you are doing such an amazing job for social media. So yeah, our numbers are increasing since Flo is in the team. So yeah, no, thank you very much for the prize. We're really looking forward to be able to have this amazing environment here. I think I will do networking every day, so I hope I can still focus on developing Fashion Touring, so I will see that. But I know that you guys are an amazing team, so I appreciate it a lot as well. Thank you to Petra, she is not here anymore. Okay, but yeah, I will say thank you to her as well. And yeah, we can't wait to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, many mics now. Last prize will be given from Modul University. Also here, I really don't have any clue who they chose, so please, a rep of Modul University come to the stage and announce the winner.
It was interesting to see the presentation tonight compared to 9 months ago when we met all of you. So there was a lot of progress. Congratulations to all of you. The startup that we believe is going to benefit, the prize is an enrichment course, part of our MBA program. So this is the enrichment course of your choice, part of our MBA program, and the schedule is available with me or Rachel afterwards. And the startup we believe is going to benefit the most of this is Konstantin from Regio Marktplatz.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm speechless. Yeah. Thanks to Talent Garden that I have now the opportunity to go one step further and make my idea livable. Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, it's almost over. Before we stop and we start drinking beer and having the aperitivo together, I would like to call Rachel again to the stage as maybe Rachel or somebody else presenting the MU Startup Hub. Yes? If not?
So we will now hear from Suresh Sivagnanam, who is our managing director, who is going to talk to you about a little bit about what happened at the end of our startup hub program, our accelerator program, just recently. So he's online. He's calling us from London, UK, and yes. So Suresh, are you there?
Can you hear us from London? Maybe Rachel, in the end, you have to present the.
Hold on. What's up? Hi.
Doesn't matter. Then I would announce something which I would have said anyways in the end. Next week at Talent Garden Vienna, from the 6th to the 10th of September, we are having the Innovators Week. We're having 10 plus workshops for free, of course, to participate. The Innovation School is having a program on Tuesday. There's free co-working the whole week, so a week of open doors here at Talent Garden Vienna. We have from pitching classes to how to get funding in Austria. And
yeah, it's starting video.
And London this year. A big program, so later more than happy to talk about the Innovators Week, where again, Federico did an amazing job to organize this big event, now that physical events are possible again. Now, maybe we can jump to London, to Suresh.
Don't worry, we have sound, but we're trying to get the video started.
Only the video won't start, unfortunately.
Okay, so we got. Listen, guys. I mean, I'm missing all the drinks and beers in a second. That's the. I know I'm based over in London, but
I'll
listen,
send you some, don't worry.
yeah, just save me some for the next round. Look, this is my second demo day since taking over the majority stake in the university last year. And you know what? As Eben said earlier on, I mean, to what I saw from last year to this year, it's a real credit to all you guys. I mean, it's a fantastic platform. Great to see the startups in terms of what they're doing and how they've progressed. And all I'm going to say is give you a little bit of an insight into what we're doing at Modul over the last 12 months. So one of the key things at Modul was effectively increasing our profile internationally. So the key thing that we had to do, first of all, was looking at our campus, looking at our management systems, and effectively increasing the brand and increasing our profile worldwide. So some of the things that we've done is looking at collaboration. So what you'll see happening over the next month is there's a collaboration with Jam Music University in Vienna, where we're looking at how we're delivering education differently. The key thing is that our students are our clients. So what we're trying to do is give them a real opportunity in terms of their journey with us. So from next month, they can learn an instrument, they can learn how to effectively interact from a business perspective with music. We're starting aviation, so while you're a student, you can train to be a pilot as well. I actually saw one of my first students today actually land a plane over here in the UK. So that was, you know, these are all the exciting things that are actually taking place at the moment. Also, in terms of the sustainability stuff, I was actually very fortunate to see our first fleet of mopeds being loaded on a container today. These are electric mopeds which will be delivered in Vienna, MU branded, and they will be coming into Vienna next month on the 15th of October. So when you see these mopeds, effectively these electric mopeds around Vienna, think of us at Modul. So the idea is looking at our sustainability element, looking at how we're effectively delivering services differently, and obviously in terms of what we're looking at with the tourism side of things. Obviously that's one of our strengths in businesses. It's helping industry as well. So apart from the electric mopeds that we've been delivered, we've got a medical concierge service for tourists. So this is effectively looking at post-COVID, looking to see how tourism is going to change. You know, having, you know, over the last couple of weeks, I've traveled a bit as well, and it's very tough. So, you know, we've got to look at post-COVID situations as well, how our companies can effectively, you know, we can support them going forward as well. So what we're introducing is a medical concierge service. So not only a concierge, but a medical concierge service. So this is to help tourism within, and you'll see our first pilot project in Vienna. So the idea is that effectively when tourists enter Vienna, they'll effectively have a support number, which is part of the university where they can call, and effectively we will signpost them to a doctor, to a pharmacy. And in terms of actually increasing business with the interaction with hotels and other travel agencies and companies within Vienna itself. That's our pilot project, and obviously we're going to then deliver that into other cities. Delivering education, obviously a very, very important part. So what you'll also see at Modul is that we're changing the look and feel, how we're delivering content. So starting with our foundation course, first of all, and our foundation course has a new UX to it. The UX effectively is, it's got a bit of a Netflix with music type feel. So effectively it means that our students can choose their playlist in terms of how they want to study, in terms of all the things that they want to do, in terms of how's best for them to effectively look at, see how their colleagues are doing, how they're trending. So that's quite an exciting move that we're making over in Modul in terms of the foundation and the delivery of education. So what we've seen tonight is really amazing, because obviously looking at alternative ways that we're doing stuff. So obviously from a lot of the tech and the non-meat plant-based companies out there, forward thinking, and that's where we need to be. It's looking at technology, and it's looking at in terms of trends that are happening variously. But obviously one of the big things for me is the entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship, the startup hub, which has taken shape certainly over the last sort of 12 to 18 months. To see you guys there today, obviously I can see you, you can't see me, yeah. So that's you know, it's one of those things where I'm really excited about it, and obviously, you know, seeing a year later, it's you know, I was there, you know that was it. I was, you know, back in the day, it was pitching, it was effectively looking for money, it was remortgaging the house, it was doing everything. So the sweat, blood, and tears, but it'd be worth it because it's a great journey. And one of the things that I've been very lucky to do, and I've been lucky to see all of the 8 startups. The 8 startups which started with 22, I've seen all of them, and I'm just wondering why we're actually giving away more of our sort of enrichment programs, because with the first 2 that I decided to effectively pitch to in terms of making an investment, their negotiation skills were hard, you know, really hard. So Fashion Touring and Experience, I made them an offer, which they politely refused, but still on the lookout. And I'm going to tell you what, those 2 companies are going to do extremely well. So, you know, my journey with the startup so far is that from 22 we got to 8, from 8 we got to 2, Ronja, Simon, and I think you know, Jonas was on the line. So there was deliberations over the last, and I'm still in discussions with them. I said to them, look, we're always here to support in any way that we can. There was a cash offer made, and the guys, yeah, I mean, you know, that's negotiation, and ultimately, I want them to do really, really well, and Modul is obviously here to support them in every way possible going forward. Now, ultimately, one of the key things now in terms of our partners, in terms of Metro, Talent Garden, Herd, I think, you know, that support that you've provided, period, this collaboration will only continue. And what's great to see is that even as Modul, we can provide the education and we can provide the support, but you guys provide something else, which is absolutely, you know, amazing in terms of what we've seen today. So look, I'm not going to keep you away from your drinks because I'd rather be having a drink myself. So you know what I mean. And I'm going to be toasting you in London while I'm having this. So finally, I want to just say thank you to all of you. Thank you to the startups. Thank you to my team, Eben and Rachel, for making this a great occasion. Now enjoy. Have a great evening all.
Thank you very much, and I will continue saying thank you. I will say thanks to Metro. I will say thanks to her, to Talent Garden, that's us, but I will also say thank you, and to Modul University. I think it was an amazing event. I already said thank you to Federico, who really made the connection and made everything happening here. I also say thank you to Johanna, which was facilitating in a great way, also last minute, and to all the starters participating, and to our amazing keynote speakers. So now the networking is open, the beer is fresh, the tapas are ready. Enjoy the evening. Bye bye.
So